What's up, people? How y'all feeling? What's going on? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. My people, my people, my people, my people. We in the building. Get my water over here, man. We good? I want to say what's up to my people on YouTube and X. Yeah. Because that's where we are tonight. And yo, what up to my moderators, Black Mamba and the one and only Buck Bewley in the house, y'all. Gotta hear my moderators. It's time for the moderator. It's time for the moderator. It's time. Oh, man. So my Tim Black Wolfpack is in the building. What's up, Tim Black's Wolfpack? How y'all feeling? Man. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a little breaky break. I don't know what to do with myself, man. First of all, thank you for hanging around. I know I'm running late. I know I'm running late, but check it out. Good reasons. I'm black. It's just water, man. It's just water. Now that's not the reason. I wanted to come back with some special stuff. I got some special sauce tonight. So it is what it is. Special sauce for the Tim Black Wolfpack crowd. I want to give it out, shout out to all the Tim Black members that make this show possible. Thank you for supporting independent black media, black independent media, new black media, hardcore media, truly independent media. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Everything's on, right? I hate when I go later, I find out stuff wasn't on. Like, what my lights not doing on? How is this not on? Y'all wouldn't even tell me. Just have me up here, things off. So we good on the volume, right? We okay on the volume? Looks okay. Volume looks okay. Testing. A 1 2, a 1 2. Man. Where do I start? Well, let me start here. This show is brought to you by the Tim Black Legacy Mug. This mug is politics for the people, because that's the only politics that matters. Politics for the people. It's printed right here on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. This mug supports this show, but it also supports you, right? Dishwasher, microwave, and hater safe. It's a mean mug. Don't mean mug me, but pick up this mean mug. Go to timblackmug.com and get yours. Yeah, man. We doing what we do. So a lot's been happening, fam. Lots going on, man. I say, you know what, Tim? Just go with the show, man. You know, it's going to take me a little bit to get back in the flow. One day. We'll be closer to 10:30 tomorrow. Hey, you know what? Tomorrow we're going to be right on time. Tomorrow we will start promptly at 10:30. Thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, you're supposed to be right here, Tim, but this is where your register is. I've been learning stuff while I was gone this last couple days. I'm supposed to be right here with my voice. This is it right here. You understand what I'm saying? This is the register for the Tim Black. But I be all up here and stuff. I'm supposed to be like right around here. You'll never find lemonade. We got a lot happening, fam, and I want to get to it, man. Tonight's show, Larry Hoover freed. No, not freed. Hey, Johnson, what is this shit? I didn't say freed. Commuted. He ain't freed, man. This is garbage, man. Now everybody gonna be jumping to this. Tim, see. Fake news. Come on, man. Just okay. Calm down, people. Larry Hoover, commuted. Can I even fix that now? It looks like I can, Johnson. Hold on, man. Let me fix this shit right now, man. No, I don't want to remove you too. That's what it commuted. Commuted. Damn. Save changes. Now I wonder I could do this on X. Do we even care on X? Look, man, X, talk amongst yourself. You know it's not. You know he ain't free. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is. You're still in the arms of them peoples. Oh, Dems breakdown. Dems breakdown. This is a running theme here. And also, Jamal Bryant trolls again. And I got other stuff too. I just didn't know how to put it in and how to word it because I got other stuff. Okay, so I want to give a big shout out to my brother, Van Lathan. Give it up for Van Lathan, right? Now look, I've done a couple segments, like 2 segments. One segment was about Van Lathan's, about a segment on CNN. And I think I did a short video. I did a short clip of him in the same segment. And y'all know me. I stay on task. My job is to get people out of the Democratic Party. My mission is to get black people out of the Democratic Party, vote independent, be an independent, decide who you're going to vote for based on what they're offering you, based on how it impacts your life. I like the Gavin Newsom hand movements. Based on how it impacts your life, based on how you see things. And that's how we will move forward. Anyway, Van Lathan from Higher Learning, The Ringer podcast, successful podcast. You know, so I had some comments about him on the CNN episode, whatever, segment. I put out a short little tweet. It went out on X, put this out. The response of it was mostly positive for me, right? It was mostly positive for me. And some people got it. They sent it to Van Lathan. And it was like, okay. He responded in the thread publicly. And he said, yo, you know, if you want to chop it up and that we can find out what it is about my opinions or my stance or whatever that you, so we can get to an understanding between the two, something like that, something to that extent. He said, I'm open with it. I'm cool with it if you want to have a conversation. So I took him up on that. I took him up on that because if you're going to criticize somebody, you should be, if you are a honest actor, right? If you criticize somebody and they be like, yo, you got me wrong, let's have a conversation. You should be willing to have that conversation. Whether it's comfortable, whether it gets crazy, whatever it gets. If you start talking to somebody who ain't talking to you directly, and they say, hey, we need to have a conversation, can we have a conversation? It's a fair deal, and you should be like, yeah, let's talk, man. So that's what we did, man. I talked to Van today. Okay. We had that conversation. So regardless of how things come out, regardless of what happens after that point, the fact that Van saw a tweet, saw my clip, publicly responded, which basically put himself, he basically committed to having a conversation by making a public conversation, starting a dialogue. We had that conversation, we talked today, and Van gonna be on the show this weekend. Van will be on the show. We're gonna have a long form content because really the conversation with Van was very interesting. And I kept saying, Van, this is dope. Let's give the audience the benefit of this conversation. We're talking about issues that matter to my audience. And I think the greater community, the culture, would benefit from this conversation. No vilifying, no throwing dirt on nobody, none of that. Just a straight up conversation. And let's just let the chips fall where they may. And then we're going to talk about other things as well. So you know the drill. You already know the drill, right? I'm working to bring us great people, interesting people to bring on the show, to have conversations with. It's not a biography of everything they've done in their life. We're kind of getting away from that, but we're having conversations about relevant points and a little bit about them that they want to share. I expect this to be a riveting conversation. I'm sure Mr. Lathan has a lot to talk about. I've got a series of current issues that are in the news that I'd love to get his take on. And we can both speak our minds freely. So I'm looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all know the drill. This is going to be hopefully a 2-hour-long conversation. That's what I shoot for. I think an hour is too short. And I ain't ready for the 3-hour conversations. But if it goes 3 hours, I'm with it. Depending on our schedules, if we're both flexible. But however long it goes. You know the deal. If you become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack, you get this Sunday. You get it uncut on Sunday if you are a member of the Tim Black Show. If you are not a paying member, let me emphasize. This is an incentive to become a paying member of the show. Plus, it allows me, for non-members, to put out little clips, like a couple short videos to build the anticipation of Van coming on the platform. I did this exact same formula with Shamichael Singleton. Shout out to Shamichael. And also Dana with the Data from the Joe Brown Show, Judge Joe Brown Show. So I want to continue this process, right? Damn. Something I meant to do too. Messed up. Okay. Now what else? So anyway, become a member. Go to jointimblack.com. Become a member. Get long-form content, long-form conversations, behind the scenes. At some point, I'm having a little behind-the-scenes joint of previously unreleased content with these folks. Because I got I put out the convo when the conversations start. But there's often times where we talk a little bit even looser before the interview starts. What else? So yeah, go to jointimblack.com, become a member, a paying member of the Tim Black Wolfpack, and get yours on Sunday. If you're not a member, the public premiere will be Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I launch. One more time for Van. Y'all good? We okay? That makes sense. Yeah. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I needed a couple days, man. I feel rested up. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. Let me see who's here, man. Elizabeth Looney in the house. Elizabeth Looney, what's up? Ebony, how you doing? Nah, Tim ain't running from no smoke. You know what it is, Ebony. Tim, we miss you, silly man. What's up, Cat? I'm going to take that as a compliment. Nimrod. Sherry Covington. AT in the building.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call LinkedIn?
No. Siri, be quiet, damn it. Stop talking. Who we got here? Who we got in the house? Nimrod Babylon. Moses. Gosh, where my here we go. All right, here go my people. Let me shout out my people. Rude Boy in the house. Cal in the building. What's up, Cal? To Cal. Renegade. H-Stacks. Crom. Bruce Newsom. Supreme. What up? Renato. What's up, Renato? Yo. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Thank you guys. What's up, Dre? What's up, Young Republican? Okay. Hey, man. Anybody can come kick it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right. Terry. What's up, T Boogie? All right, so we are good. We are locked. Thank you. Thank you. Bodista. Okay. And we are good to go. Charles, what's up, Charles? Okay, folks. Right. Yeah. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Charles. Exactly, fam. I don't want people to think I was trying to bait them with fake news, man. It's just, I plugged this in like, make me a title, Opus, with what I'm covering. And it just, that's why you got to double check this stuff, man. I was rushing. I didn't really read over it. I wasn't reading over the title before it spit it out. Jesse Crot. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means, but okay. What's up, fam? All right, man. Let's get going, man. And we late enough. Let's get into the content. Tim Black's Wolfpack in the building. Everything good. Okay. Mike's hot. Everything's straight. Y'all ready for some show? Can we do some content? Okay, I got some new stuff tonight. I said I got some new stuff tonight. This is because of you. All right? Make it clear, guys. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. The show, we upping the quality, we upping the entertainment value, we're upping the guests. Great people coming through, man. The rumors of our demise have been greatly exaggerated. And yeah. Let's go.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Hoover's federal case, reacting this afternoon with disappointment, telling us there are just some offenders and crimes that are not deserving of clemency, and Hoover falls in that category. But this afternoon, President Trump disagreeing, commuting Hoover's 6 life sentences on federal convictions to time served. Hoover still faces, however, a 200-year state sentence on a 1973 murder conviction, so it appears he won't be getting out of prison, at least in the near term. It was while behind bars serving time for that murder that federal prosecutors say he continued overseeing the Chicago Gangster Disciples, a gang that he co-founded. And in 1997, he was convicted of running a criminal enterprise. But Hoover's attorney says over the years, Hoover has been rehabilitated and written numerous letters talking about his experience, how he turned to crime, and the good he can do in steering young people away from a similar fate.
He is being held because he is a symbol, not because he needs further incarceration or he hasn't been rehabilitated. He's been a model prisoner for many, many years. He's been examined. He has been determined to be no risk.
If Larry Hoover said there was going to be a killing, there was a killing. If Larry Hoover said there was going to be a beating, there was a beating. If Larry Hoover said there was going to be a drug deal, there was a drug deal.
Hoover's case has drawn the attention of a number of advocates and public figures, including Chance the Rapper and Kanye West. Hoover is currently serving time in Colorado, but with that state sentence, he'll likely be moved at some point to a prison in Illinois.
Next.
Okay, so let's get into it, man. First of all, you heard the prosecutor talking. I just want to point out, without Larry Hoover telling people to kill people, people still got killed. This was gang time. It's still gang time. And without Larry Hoover, drugs still would have got sold. You do understand this? Because your CIA flew it in and dropped it off in our neighborhood. Okay, so let's not act delusional. Similar to people that complain about rap music, you want to blame the weakest people in the totem pole. You know, we don't have the ability to make our communities not be gentrified, redlined, or even have adequate supermarkets to get us out of a food desert. But somehow, you think we got all this power to turn our cities into dumps, to disinvest and remove resources from them and make them poverty-stricken and full of crime. That's crazy. That's crazy. We can't get you to give us bank loans. We can't control how we get policed, how the hospitals run, how the schools, if the schools be open, none of that. But when it comes to crime, we control that. Yeah, we control that. When it comes to all the drugs, we built that. We did that. And I just want to point that out to people, how absurd you sound, how bad you sound, how sad it is that I have so many black folks who are just as white supremacists, who are full of white supremacy type talking points, who don't take a step back and realize half of what comes out of their mouth is because they're programmed to say it. You don't have to be a white person to think stereotypically about black people. But now, let's go back to Larry Hoover specifically. Not everybody is 50. When I say 50, I mean 50 Cent, and I mean 50 years old. Okay, so first of all, Larry Hoover, very popular name. You'll hear it in rap music. Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover. Keep it moving. Talked about a lot about, I think, 50 Cent, Rick Ross, different characters. The debate. Larry Hoover was the co-founder of the Gangster Disciples. Back in 1973, he was convicted of ordering a murder. Let me just read it because I'm all over the place. Hoover's the co-founder of the Gangster Disciples, a major Chicago street gang, convicted in 1973 for ordering a murder, and in 1997 for running a criminal enterprise from prison, leading to life sentences in a supermax facility. Okay, so that's who he is. Nature of his crimes. In 1973, he was convicted of the murder, not of the murder. He didn't do it himself. They say he ordered the murder of William Pookie Young. William Pookie Young, in his 1997 federal convictions for drug conspiracy, extortion, and money laundering, emphasizing the gangsters' disciples' violent and lucrative drug operations. So what about the commutation? Jump to today. Trump commuted his sentence, his federal sentence. So he still has 200 years worth of state time he has to do. Okay. Many people have been talking about Trump commuting this sentence, because Hoover's been in jail for 50 years. A large portion of that, if I'm not mistaken, was spent in isolation. Larry Hoover is now 74 years old. The likelihood of him reoffending, if released, very low. Very low. Hard to be gone from the street game for 50 years and come out and run it. What the commutation means. The commutation reduces the federal sentence but does not erase convictions. And Hoover still faces 150 to 200 years state sentence, making immediate release unlikely. It would take action from the Illinois governor. Now, people are petitioning Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, to reduce or to commute his state sentence. They talk about he's been a model citizen, a model inmate. He's been working with other inmates to help rehabilitate them, not only rehabilitate himself, but also to rehabilitate others. And he's been a catalyst for that. So, you know, and it's weird because this is part of his clemency spree. Donald Trump, that is. Like, Trump has been reducing the commuting sentences of a number of people. What I find ironic about this is if Biden would have did this, Democrats would cheer. The fact Trump did it, it's going to be all this pushback. Somebody's going to bring up January 6th. I don't know. It's always the same stuff. Larry Hoover been in jail for 50 years. It's damn near the Jetsons. It's literally, except for spaceships, it's literally beyond what the Jetsons and for you people under 40, Justice was a cartoon about science fiction, like of advancements, technology advancements of the world, how it would be in the year 20-something. In this futuristic fantasy cartoon, some of the advancements that we currently have were not even envisioned in cartoons when we're gonna be flying spaceships. That's how long Larry Hoover been in jail. And all I'm trying to pinpoint, like, if we send somebody to jail for 50 years and that didn't rehabilitate them, we got to question what our jails are for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Larry Hoover is almost Joe Biden's age. Unless you're in a position like Joe Biden where you could then put other people in the power seat. I mean, we know how effective Joe Biden's been. So anyway, as reported, there's been a push for the Illinois governor to commute the state sentence. That has not been done yet. If that does happen, I will update you. I just want to point out, man, we got a lot of folks who point to the issues of Black people incarceration rates. What they fail to mention is the amount of Black incarceration rates disparities, the length of time differential that Black inmates get or Black convicted folks get. How many Black men are found who had their sentences overturned based on DNA evidence? Not that it pertains to this. It does not pertain to Larry Hoover. But what I'm saying is, whenever we talk about crime and justice, we always come out the woodwork. Somebody jumps up talking about Black people commit all these crimes. No, they get jailed. They get convicted more, which is part of the system that's biased as hell. And when we commit the same crimes as our counterparts, our white counterparts, our Asian counterparts, we always get more time. We tend to get more time. I ain't gonna say always. It's never an always. We tend to get more time for whatever reason. You could just call it luck, I guess. Since using other terms, you can't wrap your head around that maybe there's some bias in our system. Strange. So we'll see what happens. I will update you if there is any movement on this story. I support this. I support it. You know, Biden, he commuted some sentences too. He also gave what is it? Clemency. What did Biden do? Like, he preemptively, like, cleared people for things they hadn't even been charged with. That's not what Trump did. So when they make the comparisons, when I see them make the rounds on the cable news networks, it'd be great if they would keep it honest. And part of keeping it honest is Biden committed him and his family members, friends, basically, for things they couldn't do, may have done, may get charged with in the future. Sounds very suspect. That's not what Trump did. He commuted what was done back in 73 and 1997. All right. Y'all ready? All right. Let me know what y'all think about this segment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Larry Hoover. He ran a criminal organization called the Gangster Disciples. Notice 73. Guess what? This is to my larger point. I put out a tweet about rap music because everybody wants to blame gangster rap music on the demise of the Black community, as if it was thriving before rap music. Larry Hoover wasn't listening to NWA. In fact, it was 20 years before NWA. Kind of makes my point that rap music, which came first, the chicken or the egg? And I know, in the last 10 years, there's really been some serious leaning into negative aspects in so-called gangster rap. But let's keep it a buck, please. Let's be real. Some of us are old enough to remember a time before there was gangster rap, There was drug dealing already going on in the hood. There was already guns in the hood. There was already violence. There was already poverty. There was these things. Originally, gangster rap was a mirror of what was happening and the attitudes of those people that were trying to survive what was happening in the inner cities. It was not what created these issues. Okay? Anyway, so we had that conversation. Give me a comment in the comment section. Let's do a 1 or a 0. Do you think Louis Hoover's sentence will be commuted on the state level? Because that's the real question. I say no, because, well, Trump did it. Trump commuted the federal charges, which is all he can do. And the Democratic governor of Illinois will not follow suit because he's a Democrat. And Trump can't be right even if Trump is right. All right, let's keep it going. They will not allow Trump to be right even when Trump is right. Because if he's right, then that somehow lessens their arguments. All right, family, let's keep it moving. Comments. Tim Black world, but here we go.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Kamala was not a great candidate in 2020. I was there. I spoke before or after her half a dozen times. And she wasn't good at something called doing an interview, which is a problem. And if you put a mic in her vicinity and ask her a question, she wouldn't respond without this almost visible process going through her mind of, okay, what should I say to this?
Okay, so this is Andrew Yang, former DNC candidate for the nomination back in 2020. Andrew Yang also ran for governor, was the mayor of New York. He ran for something in New York. He was actually leading at one point. He's going to make some comparisons, some critiques of Kamala Harris and of the Democratic Party. This is great. Buckle up, folks.
Tim Black.
Kamala was not a great candidate in 2020. I was there. I spoke before or after her half a dozen times. And she wasn't good at something called doing an interview, which is a problem. And if you put a mic in her vicinity and ask her a question, she wouldn't respond without this almost visible process going through her mind of, okay, what should I say to this? What's the proper response? The cycle you didn't see, or the process you didn't see, was like, what do I think, or what do I believe? She seemed to be trying to avoid a landmine. That was true in 2020, and it just wasn't very compelling. And when she became the nominee in 24, I had this very, very sinking feeling at the time, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't think that particular trait changed over those intervening 4 years. And so I was with everyone else saying like, hey, not everyone else, but with Obama and some other people being like, ooh, you should have a primary. And there was this.
Wow, so he said he had a problem because he didn't think she was a good interviewer? That's really what it was? That's it. He didn't think she gave a good interview. What about her policies? Her policies were garbage. Yeah. So you really got to listen to these people, man. I talked to you. Andrew Yang came on my show back in 2020 when he was running. We had a conversation, Andrew. Interview wasn't amazing. Yeah, Andrew Yang, when I interviewed you, it was decent, but there were people that said you were arrogant as hell. You know what I'm saying? That you were not the nicest guy, and that you talk too fast, and you sound like a used car salesman. Yeah, and that wasn't considered to be a compliment. But I want people to pay attention to what he's saying here. He's saying he was worried when Kamala got the nod because he said she wasn't a good interviewer. He didn't say because she has flip-flopped on various policies, that she doesn't really stand for anything, that she fell down as a border czar, that she was unethical, that she had a lot of baggage from her past stances. None of that. None of that is in his critique. All his critique is, she didn't give great interviews like me. Hey, dog, there's a lot more wrong with Kamala. than her interviewing ability. And the fact he's making it about her interviewing ability sounds suspect.
Intervening 4 years. And so I was with everyone else saying like, hey, not everyone else, but with Obama and some other people being like, ooh, you should have a primary, should have a primary. And there was this brief window. So Joe Biden drops out, which I believe was the right thing, albeit, 8 months too late. But he did the right thing 8 months too late. And then there was this brief period when J.B. Pritzker or Andy Bashir or someone else could have said, hey, I'm running to be the Democratic nominee. But then each of them folded their hand, and it was literally minute by minute. Like my phone was blowing up with people being like, who's running against her? Who's running against her? Someone's got to run against her. We have to keep this like just from being like, Kamala immediately. And then the last domino to fall was J.B. Pritzker. Everyone was looking at J.B. Pritzker because J.B. Pritzker is a billionaire and had a campaign in waiting and the rest of it. And so it's like, ooh, if J.B. does this, then it'll be on. But then after J.B. said I endorse Kamala, then everyone in my universe has let out this collective groan and it was like, it's over, it's too late. Like they're just going to give it to Kamala. And then I came out and endorsed Kamala the next day because I was like, screw it. If this is the way it's going to go, like I might as well be like a pro-civilization force and like let my people know it's like, look guys, like Trump is not the answer.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yeah, man, I got a problem with this, folks, because to me, this shows that Andrew Yang is on the nonsense. He's on the virtual signaling stuff. He's on the bandwagon of just saying a couple things that he thinks that the temperature is okay to say at this point. Yeah, it's a lazy man's and a coward's way of trying to back into an argument and to be popular, a part of the cool kids, like to rock with who's got the hot hand right now. And that hot hand is being critical of the Democratic Party. Yeah, and look, guys, it's easy to tell somebody, look, dog, you shouldn't have drove the car after they already wrecked it. It's nothing. It's easy. For somebody, you ever had a friend that shouldn't have been driving and they drove and they got locked up or got a DUI, DWI, or they tore their car up or whatever? And it's easy to say then, yeah, man, if I was you, man, you shouldn't have done that, man. That was crazy. You shouldn't have done that. Yeah, obviously. Person's got to go to court, go to jail, or maybe they broke their leg or arm or they totaled their vehicle, whatever happens. And Lord, man, just if they hurt someone else. But that's very lazy. That is weak sauce. It is weak sauce to come Johnny B. late, like Andrew Yang, like so many other Democrats. And my problem with it is, folks, is they want to actually get cool points for it. A number of Democrats are trying to increase their value, increase their profile, raise awareness about their brands by suddenly having backbones. But it's after the fact. You lost. You're out of power. Nah, man. To me, if you had something to say, Andrew Yang and so many others, you should have been saying it when it was time to say it. When that person's about to get the car with the keys. That's when you have your moral moment. That's when you have the moment of clarity. That's when you say the unpopular thing. That's what courage is about. Some of these people, man, I never mistake them or mistook them for being leaders. Because see, leaders say what's unpopular, but because it's right. Leaders stand on stuff. This is the opposite of that. This is self-gratuitous, self-serving, lame activity to benefit oneself. It benefits no one else. Who's it help? Them. Themselves. Not the party, if that's what they want to do. I want you to vote independent. I don't want them to help the party. I like what Andrew Yang's doing only because it gives me an opportunity to shine a light on this. But let's keep going, guys. This is probably not going to get better.
Tim Black's BS detector.
But I had this sinking feeling, and it was playing out minute by minute as Joe Biden was dropping out.
Talking points detected.
Yeah, folks. Andrew Yang, I detect talking points. Yeah, not a whole lot going on here, folks. Just Andrew Yang virtual signaling, saying things I'm hearing all the other corporate Democrats say. What we should have done. What would have been better. Very light on, hey, I don't want to hear it. America, by and large, we ain't interested in you, what is it, Monday morning quarterback in the Sunday game. We're not interested in you trying to ride shotgun after the ride is over. Like, we ain't interested in you giving us the play-by-play when the play's gone. This is over. It's done. It's dead and stinking. Trump won. Democrats lost everything. Folks, can you imagine losing everything and some jackass walking up who was there the whole time saying, I knew it. Oh, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. Worse than that, Andrew Yang is he would call himself a public servant. As a public servant, don't you owe it? Don't you have a commitment to the people to say the uncomfortable, dangerous, risky thing if it's going to help your country? Isn't that what you would expect? That's why I say I love it when these people show themselves and who they are. I love it because it gives me less reasons to have to talk. That's right. BS detector, Andrew Yang, level 2, talking points. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Was Andrew Yang doing talking points? If you had to rate him on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate him? Number 1 is suspect. Number 2 is talking points. Number 3 is symbolism special. Number 4 is gaslight alert. And number 5, full of shit. All right, let's keep going, y'all.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Could you explain or maybe express how?
Now, unfortunately, guys, man, I am forced to discuss the Abrego Garcia deportation, all because, look, ain't because of me, it's because MSNBC wants to keep on talking about this. We got this Representative Glenn Ivey trying to get into El Salvador to check on him. Got to make sure this non-U.S. citizen is okay. I don't know, when you're there, Glenn, they didn't let Glenn in. They didn't let his ass in. They have no obligation to allow an American representative to come to their country and check on Americans, non-Americans, El Salvadoran prisoners, inmates. Oh. So we got to talk about it only because they're talking about it, and it gives us an opportunity to call BS. Let's go.
How is this different? Because I've been thinking about this case in particular, but some of the others that are very similarly situated. How is this different from when Putin grabs a journalist or some, rogue group in the Middle East grabs an American, and we're sitting here fighting to try to get them back? Our own government did this.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Man, let me get this right, man. Just to make sure we understand each other. Michael Steele, the former GOP DNC chair. I'm sorry, GOP chair. Well, he's DNC now. I get them mixed up. Yeah. Two parties are very similar in their corruption. Michael Steele is here saying that Abrego Garcia, the non-citizen being deported to El Salvador, is similar to if Putin picking up journalists and disappearing them. It's amazing he didn't say similar to Benjamin Netanyahu and IDF picking off journalists in Israel, picking up in Gaza. Notice he'll never use that as a talking point because, he be in big trouble. But yeah, okay, everybody gets compared to Putin or Hitler. Okay. He says the same thing as if Trump was just disappearing people like Putin. Here's the thing. Abrego Garcia is a Salvadorian national. He entered the U.S. illegally. He ain't supposed to be in America. Me kicking somebody out of my house who I didn't let in, I'm sorry, I have a hard time considering that kidnapping. Because that's what Michael Steele is implying. That Trump kidnapped people. He had people kidnapped. That's crazy talk. He entered the U.S. in 2012 illegally. He lived in Maryland, was granted protection from deportation to El Salvador in 2019 due to gang violence threats. Why? Because he was in a gang. The rival gang wanted him because he'd done some things while he was there when he was in a gang. So he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, CCOP prison in 2025, despite this protection. Folks, yeah. If they said they were not allowed to deport him there, that was part of the conditions, then it's wrong to deport him there. If you said a court order said you can't send him to El Salvador, and you send him to El Salvador, then Trump was wrong. His administration was wrong. Trump didn't personally do it, but it was done on his behalf. It is a Trump administration activity. Now, the Trump administration admits, hey, this was an administrative error, but alleges Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 gang member, claims his attorney denies this. Abrego's people say, nah, that ain't true. The rival gang wanted him because he was, I don't know why that gang wanted to get him. Anyway, Steele's claim that deporting of Garcia is like Americans being taken hostage in the Middle East by Putin explained that he made this on MSNBC's The Weeknight on May 27th. He's wrong because Abrego Garcia is an undocumented immigrant, not a U.S. citizen, unlike hostages who are typically citizens with legal rights. Deportation, even if mishandled, is a legal process with judicial oversight, unlike hostage taking, which has no guardrails. The U.S. is addressing the error through courts, unlike hostages, where foreign actors defy international law. So the government claims Abrego Garcia is a dangerous MS-13 member, citing a 2019 police assessment and the 2022 traffic stop where he was picked up with some foreign nationals in about $15,000 worth of cash in a truck, like 8 different people who were not legally in the country that he was transporting. I wonder if that was legal. His wife did dismiss the domestic claim in 2021. Now, many conservative outlets, they've been all over Steele. And they're right. They are on the right, and they are right this time. Steele is gaslighting with this nonsense. It's foolishness. Hey, man, comparing Abrego Garcia being booted into El Salvador to somebody getting kidnapped off the streets of America, an American citizen being kidnapped by the government off the streets, it's just crazy. That's not what happened. And you're equating Garcia with citizens who haven't committed any crimes, which is kind of crazy. So this is just part of the immigration debate that continues. And I think MSNBC's Michael Steele and Simone Sanders and a lot of the Democrats, a lot of the liberals, they just got talking points. And they basically try to shoehorn any conversation into this box. Because as it remains, America likes Trump's immigration policy vastly more than it likes the Democrats. Vastly. All right? It's not even close. They're not even in the same. Like, Trump is playing basketball. And the Democrats, they're over here somewhere playing, I don't know, hopscotch? Not the same thing. What are you doing? It's not even a ball in hopscotch. So basket. How could you win, Democrats? Well, the way they try to win is by using their media souped up on talking points. And it tanked working, folks. All right. That's my take. Let me know what you think.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Our own government snatched him up and put him in harm's way and now refuses to do what it must do and should do to get him back home. Is there any difference in your view as a member of Congress?
He said to get him back home. He wasn't an American citizen. Hey, man, if your name ain't on the lease, it's not your home. If you don't have a lease agreement, it is not your home. Hey, you can argue and say he should not have been deported to El Salvador, but that does not mean he get to come back here. As the old saying goes, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Congress, when you're sitting here and you're getting intel and information on individuals around the globe who've been taken by taken hostage by groups and organizations, and all this energy to try to get them back. I find we're doing the exact same thing here in the U.S. now.
Yeah, we
with our own government, we're petitioning our government to stop seizing people and grabbing them off the streets and putting them in foreign prisons.
Yeah.
This is the part that's killing me.
And don't forget the Venezuelans.
Yeah, where are we going to end up at?
Full of shit.
Next on deck with
folks.
Tim Black.
It's been 6.
Yeah, folks, I got to label this one as full of shit. Let's get back on the screen here, Johnson. This one's full of shit, Johnson. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Yeah. Michael Steele is full of shit here because it's like comparing apple cider to I don't know, to apple pie. I don't know. They both made apples, but it's not the same thing. Look, kidnappers scooping you up in the middle of the night, people getting abducted, that happens. That ain't what happened here. This fool got the process. He got deported. Now, him getting deported to El Salvador is the only part of this that's a problem. If they deported him to Venezuela, the Congo, Mattapony and Bladensburg, Maryland, Haiti, fine. Like, yo, remember, he's from El Salvador. So it was that, we're going to put him in the worst place possible. He is from El Salvador. But the Trump administration admits they should not have sent him to El Salvador only because of what was in the court order originally, okay? But he should have been deported. That's fine. They got grounds to deport him. He's been in America for 10 years. I know our immigration process sucks. 10 years, Johnson? 10? Also, before I go, I'd like to point this out. Michael Steele's probably a good guy. Probably a good man. Probably solid when it comes to he probably could play a game of spades. He probably make a damn good peach cobbler. I don't know. And maybe he has great taste in automobiles. I really don't know. Raynard Jackson, tell me about Michael Steele. Here's the thing. He is horrible at trying to be offended. He actually sits up here and tries to put on a show like he's actually upset. Michael Steele, when you act upset, when you act like you are emotional, when you try to be forceful and passionate, it comes across as phony as hell. I'm not buying that you upset at all about Abrego Garcia. What I'm buying is you got some talking points written down on the paper and you're reading them joints. You, sir, are a bad actor. Take classes. Take classes. I don't know, man. But one thing I have to thank you for. I got to thank you for this. And I'm going to leave it here. I appreciate you showing to the world of Democrats that sucking at politics or sucking at points of view or being a bad commentator, being insincere, being unethical is bipartisan because Michael Steele has been a Democrat and Republican. He sucks. at this. At this. I'm going to say this. Michael Steele, I believe that you are a DEI hire. Michael Steele is a DEI hire. They hired him because but not because he's a black man. They hired him because he's a former RNC chair. If it wasn't for him being a former RNC chair, ain't no way he gets that job. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, Johnson. All right, let's keep it going, Johnson. Keep it going. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, fam. I want to know what you think. Was Michael Steele, did I rate him right on our BS detector? I put him in level 5. Was I going too hard? Give me a 1 if I'm on the money. Give me a 0 if you think, he's a 2 or a 3 or whatever. Let me know. All right, let's keep it going, guys.
Full of shit.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
It's been 6 months since the 2024 election, and Democrats are still picking up the pieces.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this one, man. This is a longer segment. I ain't really feeling it right now. Let's switch gears. Let's go over here. Let's go over here to I got a couple other clips that are shorter. Folks, what's wrong with us? All right, I got a couple more clips. I want to get your opinion on this. But before I do, this show is brought to you by Softform Classic. Softform Classic is where you pick up items for your home, for your body, clothes, gear. They got some great Juneteenth designs. I'm working with them, and I want you to check them out. Go to softformclassic.com, get a Juneteenth t-shirt or something, and rock it with pride. All right? We don't need nobody's permission to celebrate what we celebrate. We celebrate ourselves. Go to softformclassic.com. All right. Also, because I got to big up stuff. Be here Sunday and check out my 2-hour. Well, you know what? Can I promote Van Lathan yet? Maybe I should talk to him first. I can't promote it yet. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack, a paying member, starting at only $5 a month. You too can support independent media that tells it straight. We don't cape for any parties. I'll roast Republicans. I will roast Democrats. Support this channel because this channel has it going on, and get access to long interviews, conversations, behind-the-scenes footage, awesome takes, and of course, Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
We are something different in the political realm. We don't cape for any parties. We're not funded by any parties. We're funded by real people and sponsors who are not big-time corporations. Become here, be a part of it. Go to jointimblack.com. Become a member today. Shout out to my little sister Donna and my little brother, Cool Breeze. All right. Y'all ready? Let's keep it going, Tim.
With Tim Black.
You got pretty legs, man.
Oh, man.
And they lanolated.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's B.
All right, hold on, guys. Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, when he's not undercutting Al Sharpton for the Negro Whisperer position, he's calling out Carmelo. I'm sorry, what's his name? That's not Carmelo Anthony. Who's that? Hey, who's this guy? He played football. He was a quarterback. Cornbread. What's this guy? I'm sorry, man. Out, man. This is bad. Cam Newton, that's it. Damn. I guess I won't be on the Cam Newton show. Cam, it was an honest mistake. I was close with Carmelo. I knew it was something with a Cam. Camry. Look, man. Jamal Bryant, what are you doing, man? I'm trying to figure out if Jamal Bryant meant to do this. Is it just like any publicity is good publicity, right? You know what I'm saying? Here's the problem, fam. He's a pastor, right? Once upon a time, pastors didn't flirt with men. I'm sorry, Johnson. If you can't say it to a woman, you can't say it to a guy. Yeah, man. When I had Dana with the data, when she came on the show, when Senator Nina Turner came on the show, when Tessin Figaro came on the show, when Representative Cory Bush came on the show, you know what I did not do? Compliment their body parts. Why? Because I'm not a creep. I'm not a creep, Johnson. Yeah, I'm not a creep. When Jill Stein came on the show, when I almost said Tulsi Gabbard, she never mind. Forget it. I'm naming people, but I just want to show that I had a lot of great people on the show. You won't know I did this unless I tell you that I've had great conversations with great people for the last 13 years. Great people. Paula Swearingen. These people came on the show. Okay. Point is this. What I have never done, ever, and I don't have a flock at the Tim Black Wolfpack, but I never compliment women's body parts. I compliment their thinking process, their speaking of ability, of talent. Like, you know, Nina Turner is a powerful speaker. Cory Bush had an amazing story. All right. Paula Spurgeon, heartfelt, touching story to hit home, a great platform. Okay. I complimented these people. These women, I complimented them on those bases. I never complimented them because of their physicality, right? And they are all attractive women in their own right, all of them. Why is it okay to do that to a man? Was he trying to make Cam Newton like say something like, I don't know how to take this, Johnson? Was Jamal Bryant didn't fall out of a turnip tree, a coconut tree. He'd been in America for a while. He know the culture of this country. He knows the dynamics between men and women, between men and men. He knows what's acceptable socially. He understands that. He's 50 years old. How long he been around? Does he go around complimenting people, parishioners in his church, saying they have beautiful legs and beautiful breasts or beautiful backsides? Is that something he does? Then why does he think it's okay to say that about Cam Newton? Now, we can have a conversation why Cam Newton feel like he need to have booty shorts on. Yeah, I'm going to go there. Why? We could. But see, if that was me, I'd make a mental note. Cam is doing that. I know why. I'm assuming it's because Cam says ladies like it. Maybe Cam has gotten so many responses from women that the show is not for Jamal Bryant. The show is for his audience. You know, my audience loves my hats. They like when I rock a hat, when I wear a shirt that's aesthetically pleasing. Now, I can wear a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? Or I could wear no hat and just be bald-headed with a glare off this chrome dome. But sometimes I try to step it up for my audience. So to those people saying, why is Cam Newton with his legs out? It's a free country. And women watch Cam too. Okay? I'm going to go back. Let's go back to Cam Newton. Let's see how Cam Newton handles this. Okay? But I got to say, man, my spidey senses are tingling. Jamal Bryant had to know that there were going to be people that are going to look at this and say, what the hell is he talking about? Was it on purpose? Or is he just that weird that he'd say this and expect no repercussions?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
You got pretty legs, man.
Oh, man.
And they lanolated.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
And listen,
I mean,
I'm back working out.
You put shea butter, jergens.
Oh, you see that?
They glowing in the dark.
I'm just
Y'all
nourished.
zoom in. Do not skip leg day.
Don't do that.
Do not.
Do that. Sometimes you got to remind people, like, it's okay, but the work has to be done.
Oh, listen, it's evident. It pays
you know
off.
what I'm saying? I'm back eating right, trying to live right.
Yes.
I done purged my tongue since last speaking with you.
Yeah.
So I don't curse no more. I try not to curse no more. I had a
Wow.
flare up the other day, but
Yes.
who's keeping count?
I'm not.
Other than that, man, life's good.
Suspect.
Next on deck.
Yeah, guys, I'm about to go ahead and give Jamal the suspect. Yeah, man, I cannot. Some people have an IQ but a low EQ. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to emotionally like check in. Yeah, they're it's not intellect, it's emotional clarity. It's understanding the moment, it's situational awareness. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe people are gonna roast my ass all on the internet. But maybe, folks, maybe that's the whole reason why he did it. Maybe Pastor Jamal Bryant wants the recognition, wants all the smoke. Now he get to play the victim. Oh, see, I can't believe these brothers. Oh, these brothers have framed me. They have said these things about me that are untrue. I am a brother standing amongst you for the Lord, and I'm able to compliment a brother. What is wrong with us that we cannot compliment one another? A black man can't compliment another black man without black men coming for them in such a way. Brothers and sisters, send money to Jamal Bryant and his prosperity gospel that is all about making more money and playing more victim. I am who I say I am, and the Lord's got me. The Lord gonna protect me. And somehow this is Trump's fault. That's right. Somehow this is Trump's fault. Trump has seduced the minds of black men, making them believe that they cannot compliment other black men's physiques. It's pretty. Look, guys. I'm trying to think in the context of this, man. I've never said to a man, that's pretty, about them. Now, they might have a new car and be like, damn, dog, that new Navigator, man, that joint pretty, yo. That joint, man, that's an inanimate object. I don't think I've ever said that. Even about a friend's girlfriend or wife. I'm trying to go back in time and remember, no, I don't think I've ever done this. Nah. And if a brother had been working out in the gym or eating, I'd be like, damn, dude, you looking good, bro. You buff as hell. Man, what you doing, man? I need to do that. Help. You taking something? What you doing? How often you got to do this to work out to get that? I want that. Give me all the tips. That's totally different than saying, boy, you sure got pretty legs. There are going to be some people that call this homophobic. Those people are Democrats. This is not Democrats. This is not liberal. This is not homophobic. This is being aware. All right. Hey, look, man, I think Cam handled this very well. I want to give a shout out to Cam Newton for handling this awkward moment the best way possible. He didn't flinch. He ain't trip. He moved the conversation on. And I can't wait to hear what Corey Holcomb has to say. Corey Holcomb, 5150 gonna have a field day. Damn. Cat Williams. What would Cat Williams say? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. We got too much going on with the whole Diddy thing. Yo, fam. Is Jamal Bryant on a Diddy tape? Is this one of them humiliation rituals? Is this one of those humiliation rituals that I hear so much about on the internet? Is that what Jamal has to do? They like, we're going to put out your tape. Unless, when you go on a Cam Newton show, humiliate yourself. Yeah, that's right, Jamal Bryant. You go in there, you humiliate yourself. And then we'll consider not putting out this tape of you and Diddy and T.D. Jakes. Allegedly. I'm trying to make sense of it, y'all. I'm trying to make sense of it. Look, let me know what y'all think. I gave it a suspect only because I can't see what's in this man's heart. I cannot see what's in Jamal Bryant's heart. But I feel like this was a suspect move by Jamal Bryant. But because I can't determine what his intentions are, he only gets a level 1. All right. Next segment, y'all.
Suspect.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
In this segment, I'm not here to trash this system, but I have to call it what I see. And I've seen too much of this. Black America, we got to stop making excuses for the Democratic Party. No one makes excuses for the Republicans. Why are you making excuses for Democrats? You don't want to be alone? Guess what? You already alone. You just ain't accepted it yet. Ain't nobody here but us. For context, let's go.
Yo, what's really going on? We have to be in the Twilight Zone or we being punked. Senator Cory Booker spent 25 hours on the Senate floor filibustering, talking this big talk about justice and holding the line, only to turn around and be the only Democrat to vote for a convicted felon, Jared Kushner, as U.S. ambassador to France. And the kicker is, they didn't even need his vote. He did that for free. I feel like we're being punked. All that damn good trouble talk. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was hopeful. I made this wonderful post supporting Cory Booker. I was very proud of him. And I gotta be honest, there were people in the comments saying he was very performative. This is not his first time. And it brought back to my remembrance when he voted to ban TikTok, only to turn around and filibuster on TikTok. Sometimes we be forgetting. And I must admit, I forgot. But nevertheless, I was like, y'all, maybe this time. You know, I was hopeful. And
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Why we do this, y'all? Look, sister. My sister, I don't know your name. I'm going to find your name. I'm going to put it at the... If I put this video out separately, I'm going to definitely shout you out. What are we talking about here? You know, sometimes the thing is the thing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Whatever you want in your mind for something to be has no effect on what's really happening. You know, I asked my 16-year-old son, Chase, I said, Chase, can a dog bite? Do dogs bite? He said, yeah. I said, do all dogs bite? He said, well, I don't know, Dad. I don't know the dogs. I said, son, they all got teeth, don't they? So we're going to assume they all bite. He said, I got you, Dad. Politicians take money from special interest groups. Cory Booker performs before. He's been performing on many other things. He says one thing, he does another thing. Then he comes out and supports the thing he was just against. This is what politicians who are hacks do. If you know that's what he does, why are you hoping him be a different person? Why can't you accept this is who he is? It would take immense amount of therapy for Cory Booker to change who he is. And more than that, it would take him to lose all his corporate backers. APAC, private prisons, big pharmaceuticals. Like these things would have to go away for you even get close to understanding who he really is. Someone said, is Cory Booker performative? Yes, he is. Most of the Democratic Party is performative. They're good actors. Sometimes they're not good actors, they're just actors. Sometimes they're bad actors. Doing a filibuster that accomplished nothing to try to thwart Trump, to me, it's a waste of time. I don't know how you see it or why you see it a different way. Hey, look, that's on you. But at the end of the day, hold people accountable. Don't tell me you was hoping he'd be different. Nah, except he talks with his hands. His hands talking, hitting you all upside the head. Except that's who that brother is. He a person that talk with his hands. That wasn't a figment of your imagination when he popped you upside the head. That was his fist. We need to recognize, not be stuck on stupid, and hold him accountable. I didn't say judge Cory Booker based on the internet. I didn't say judge him based on something someone else said, a rumor that you heard, funny feelings, if your toes start acting up, if your knees start cracking, if your elbows start popping. No, I said based on what he has done. Track record. And we ain't gonna judge people on track record. What are we doing? How can you expect more from a party when they act a fool, you make excuses and look for silver linings? Look, it's like you said when you started off. You know what he did, but you forgot. Now that you know what he did and you remember, what will you do? Hopefully you will act accordingly. And that's the problem that I have. Too many Black Americans allow the Democrats to get away with murder. You would never allow Republicans to do this. My theory is that you think, whatever choice I got, what we gonna do, Tim? That's what people say, Tim. But what can we do? We can form a coalition. We can vote like a block based on what people do. Get rid of the dead weight. Become an independent voter, an independent thinker who chooses political affiliation by who has the best deal. You may end up voting Democrat, but not be a Democrat. Get what I'm saying? Being a Democrat is a designation. Voting Democrat is something you did based on the opportunity at hand and what made the best sense for you. I'm not totally against you doing that. But at some point, you got to be willing to look across the room. You got to be willing to check out third parties. You got to be willing to check out the Republicans. You got to be willing to check out libertarians. You got to be willing to check out the damn couch. Because until you're willing to do that, you're going to continue to make excuses for people like Cory Booker, thinking you have no other choice. You have other choices. It's up to you to exercise those choices.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Here we are, a few months later, and this is what we get. Baby, this ain't the good trouble that John Lewis was talking about. At this point, like, who can we trust? Jasmine Crockett, Sarah, please. Don't fail us now. I'm looking at AOC sideways, too, because she was aligning herself with Bernie Sanders, and we see where that went. I've been side-eyeing Bernie Sanders. So, y'all, I don't even know who we can trust at this point. It is truly turning out to be us against them. It be your own people. The way capitalism and politics has a chokehold on some of us. It needs to be studied. A whole case study in betrayal and wasted time.
Symbolism special.
Yeah, this is a symbolism special in my opinion, guys. This is a symbolism special. Why? Because this sister cited nothing except symbolism. Even when Joe, damn, what's his name? The brother that said we get into bad trouble, get trouble. Joe Lewis, forget it. Even when he said that, rest in peace. Even when he said it, it was about performing. It wasn't about actually doing anything that actually moved the needle for Black America. It was about John Lewis. John Lewis was talking about performative politics when he was talking about that. These are just symbols. See, the Democratic Party gives Black America symbols, not solutions. We need solutions. They both start with S, but they're totally different. Part of the quest that I'm on, folks, is to get people to understand this. Black America must understand that that's what the Democrats are on. You didn't get to choose. They get to choose. Whether they come home at night, that's on them. Whether they put food on the table, that's on them. Whether they fight for your interests, that's on them. Whether they respect you, that's on them. Whether they have policies that help your community and your family, that's on them. It ain't on you. When they cease to do the things that they say they're going to do, then you must hold them accountable. If not, you are a rug. Don't be anybody's walk rug. Don't be anybody's doormat, okay? Don't be a doormat for the Democrats. Do not be a doormat for the Democrats. We don't need symbols, we need solutions. And the best way to get those is to demand those or the highway. So for that, I'm going to give her the rating of talking points because that's all she got. Oh, I'm sorry, symbolism special. Symbolism special. For her, it's a symbolism special. I almost want to go further, but I think that's probably where she is. Stuck in symbolism land. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Did I get this one right? I think I did. But hey, it's open to interpretation. All right, folks. I think that's all we got for the day back, fam. Let me let my people go early. I want to thank Buck Bewley and Black Mama for moderating this. Let's go to the comment section. Don't forget, guys, go to jointimberlake.com, become a member of the show, support this, and let me know what you think about the BS detector upgrade. I like it. Who's in the house, fam? Something is going on with my comments. I don't know. Jesse Vachon. I do not know, fam, what happened with the comments here. It says 5, but I can't see them. They want me to put these on the stage? Hey, folks, I got a problem with the comments here. I cannot see my super chats. I only see one super chat, and I think I have a number of super chats, but they are not displaying. If you're on X, guys, can we get a retweet if you're on X? I got to figure this out because this is important, man. My people need to know that I appreciate them. Cat Greener gave me some love on the upgrade. Something's going on, man. I can't fix it here, man. This is bad. I feel like I have to get to my super chat section. Hang tight, guys. I got to read my super chats if I got them. I want to thank you for supporting the Tim Black Wolfpack. And the Tim Black Show. Goodness gracious, Johnson. All right, damn. Folks, this is not, it's not showing. I'm sorry, guys, I cannot get to the comments. All I see is one comment at the top, and I don't know what happened to the rest. So, but I appreciate y'all for supporting the Tim Black Wolfpack. Tim Black Wolfpack, I appreciate y'all for supporting this show. And man, Larry Hoover ain't coming home yet, man. We don't know. It's got to go through the state, fam. Damn, I couldn't change the title on X. I give up. Something happened, fam. I'm out. That's it. I can't fix it. Look, my name is Tim Black. I want to thank you for coming to the show tonight. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow, 10:30 sharp. All right, be here tomorrow. And this weekend, we'll have special guests will be Van Lathan of The Ringer and of Higher Learning Podcast. Very successful brother with conversation and his own point of view on a number of topics. I'm looking forward to that conversation. That's it, y'all. Number love for y'all. Remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread. Stop playing games. If you're going to let them take your cornbread, don't be surprised when they take it. That's how cornbread works. When you give people your cornbread, they eat it. I don't know what's going on, man. Well, that's it. Thank you, fam. I'm going to solve this problem with Super Chat, y'all. And I will have to read your Super Chats at another time, okay? All right, that's it, y'all. Oh, I got to do my outro video, fam. I guess. You know this one. You know the drill. Where are my ladies at? Where are my ladies? Oh, there they go.